I almost just forgot a crucial stage, which I mentioned in a previous newsletter, which I'll put on the screen right now. And this area here is where the mixer for the shower is going to be going. If you don't know what a mixer is, it is just where the hot and cold water gets mixed together. And then when it eventually falls out of the shower, that is how you get the exact temperature that you want. And in order to fix that to the wall, I'm gonna have to do some batten there and put a bit of OSB or plywood across, so then I can fix all of that and the plumbing to it. And I almost messed up by putting a noggin right across where I need to obviously put all of that stuff. One other thing that I also just want to mention is I'm going to do some stuff to this tiny house which I don't really need to do, but I'm going to do it to try and help show you lot some stuff that, well, I wouldn't be able to show you because, for example, spotlights, I'm not going to have any in this tiny house. I'm going to be doing a lot of LED recessed lighting, but obviously that's not a particularly normal thing to do. So I'm going to spend a bit more money and run some cables so I can at least show you how to put spotlights in. Sometimes I forget to explain every detail, so I'm just going to make sure I explain this properly. This is the windowsill. As you can see, I'm cutting it there. And the reason why is so it can sit sort of like that. Now, when the window is upside down, because that's the orientation of the window right now, it's going to sit so that part is catching just there. And the silicone is going in between these chambers just there. Now, you're going to have to add a couple of screws, like 2, 3, in this channel here, going down through into the frame, but making sure it's only really just biting into the UPVC. You don't want to go too far into the frame. The other thing you need to remember is to do a pilot hole. So if you don't know what that is, you just drill a hole before you use, say, an impact driver. And the other thing is, when you're packing the sides of your window, is to make sure the packer is near where you're adding the screw, because I've seen examples where people have just used one of these, no pilot hole, used the wrong screws, and it can actually make, say, an aluminium frame or a UPVC frame, which this one is, actually bow out. And yeah, you don't want that happening. Ouch, if this doesn't fit, well, sick. So this is a protected material, which once this is clamped down, it will forever be there underneath. So remember to take that part off. Whoa. Then you can just do that. So you see on the right hand side, I can actually push it out a little bit. No. 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 Oh. Am I dumb? this is all 4 of them now fixed in place. As you can see, the stud works a bit all over the place. That's why there's a lot of variety in packers used. But that is now, if I just push this piece of plywood away from the window, that is now a window, which is pretty cool to see. Now you can kind of imagine what this room is going to feel like, because you've got that ridiculous skylight, which is then going to have tiles going right up against the wall all the way to the glass. 1.4 metre high by 60, I believe. And that window cost 400 quid from House of Windows. This next part is what I find quite difficult, and that is putting the glass into the window. So you see here, this piece of trim there, that piece at the top and the side, they all, you can unclip them by pushing like this. You can hear it. You got to unclip all of them. Make sure you put them back where you got them from. So this left piece, I'm going to put on the left hand side, the right piece on the right hand side, and so on, because they are meant to be all the same measurements, but I've had windows that aren't the same measurement. So ensure you put them back where you got them from. And when it comes to putting them back in place, once you've put the glass into the window, you've got to put the top one in first and then the bottom one. And then these sides, you want to bend them into kind of like a bow and then push it back in. Otherwise it becomes a bit of a nightmare and you end up just punching the window. Now, what I'm gonna explain to you is heel and toeing. The hinges on this window on the right hand side. So, as you can see, there's the hinge, heel, toe, heel, toe. All you really need to know about this is you've got to put packers in here and there, here and then there. You also need to put enough packers to make sure that, if I go over here quickly and show you, you do not see the black part of the window. You don't want to see any of that. So that really is how you know how many packers to put at the bottom of your window. See how it bows? Left hand side goes on the left hand side. Blue goes there, blue goes there. Balance like there. Balance like there. And then I think it's grey goes there. Okie dokie. Whoa. I hate this part so much. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try to do the top one first, actually. Okay, you go there. You go there, I just don't care. No, you go in like that, and you've got to do the top and the bottom first. And normally you could just clip it like this, but this just isn't happening today, I'm afraid. So, I just broke my arm. It's a lot harder than it looks, clipping all this stuff in. And yeah, just double check that I haven't messed anything up.